Hello, this is Professor Asma Parveen from Department of Psychology. Welcome back to the course that is Fundamentals of Research. Today I will discuss the reliability of a questionnaire. Questionnaires are common tools that are used to gather information in various fields such as healthcare, market research, and customer satisfaction surveys. The reliability of these questionnaires is crucial as it ensures that the results obtained are consistent and dependable. To understand the concept of reliability, we can compare it to a scale that consistently provides the same weight measurement for an object. Similarly, a reliable questionnaire should yield consistent results when administered multiple times. This consistency is essential for accurate data analysis and decision making process. Reliability is a key factor in determining the accuracy and consistency of the survey results. So, when conducting a survey, it is important to ensure that the information or measurement obtained through questionnaires are stable and provide consistent outcomes. This means that if the same questionnaire is repeated under the same conditions, it should yield similar results each time. To determine the reliability of a questionnaire, researchers often employ various statistical methods and techniques. These methods assess the consistency and stability of the measurements obtained by analyzing the data collected from repeated surveys. Researchers can identify any inconsistencies or variations that may affect the reliability of the questionnaire. Quantitative research involves various methods to determine the reliability of an instrument or questionnaire. These methods can be classified into two categories: external consistency procedures and internal consistency procedures. External consistency procedures focus on comparing the results obtained from different instruments or different observers. On the other hand, internal consistency procedures examine the reliability of an instrument by assessing the consistency of responses within the instrument itself. The first method is external consistency procedures. By conducting multiple measurements using different questionnaires or observers, researchers can assess the consistency of the results. This helps ensure that the questionnaire is reliable and produces consistent results regardless of who is using it or what specific questionnaire is being used. External consistency procedures play a vital role in assessing the reliability of questionnaires. The test, retest, and parallel form methods are commonly used methods to compare data collected through different means. The first method is test retest method. This method is a commonly used method to assess the reliability of a questionnaire. This test retest method involves administering the questionnaire once, that is test, and then again, that is retest, under similar conditions. By comparing the results of the test and retest, we can determine if there are any differences that may indicate the questionnaire's reliability. For example, if the prevalence of domestic violence or incidence of an illness remains consistent between the test and retest, we can conclude that the instrument is reliable. A higher ratio or a smaller difference between the scores suggests a higher level of reliability. For instance, a ratio of 1 or a difference of 0 would indicate a 100% reliable questionnaire with no variation between the test and retest. Conversely, any deviation from this ideal scenario suggests a decrease in reliability. If the ratio is smaller or the difference is larger, it signifies a lower level of reliability. This test-retest method has certain advantages, such as this method help us to assess the consistency of an instrument over time. By comparing the instrument with itself, we can ensure that any changes or variations in the results are not due to differences in the instrument being used. This helps to eliminate potential confounding factors and increases the validity of our findings. Without this procedure, we would run the risk of introducing errors or biases into our research by using different instruments for each measurement. Therefore, the test retest reliability procedure is important in ensuring the reliability of our data. But this method also has certain disadvantages. And one potential disadvantage with this research method is that the person being questioned may recall their previous answers, which could compromise the reliability of the results. This becomes problematic if the purpose of the questions is to educate the individual about what the researcher wants to know, as it would not accurately measure the reliability of the questions themselves. To address this concern, one possible solution is to introduce a longer time gap between the two tests. However, this approach also poses challenges in terms of maintaining reliability. Over time, the individuals being questioned may change, and it may be difficult to recreate the exact same conditions as the initial questioning session. These factors further complicate the process of obtaining accurate and dependable data. Next category of test is parallel forms of the same test. In this parallel form of the same test procedure, we construct two instruments that are intended to measure the same phenomena. The goal is to determine if these instruments are reliable by comparing the results they produced. We then distributed these instruments to either the same group or to similar groups of people. By doing so, we could assess whether the results from one test aligned with the results from the other test. If the outcomes are similar, it would indicate that the instrument is indeed reliable. This process allowed us to evaluate the accuracy and consistency of the instrument. Parallel forms of a test offer a significant advantage over the test retest procedure. Unlike the latter, parallel forms eliminate the issue of recall, as there is no need to remember previous responses. Additionally, there is no waiting period required between taking the two tests. However, this approach presents a downside, that is, the necessity of creating two distinct tests instead of just one. Ensuring that both tests measure the same construct in a consistent manner proves to be quite challenging. Furthermore, it is difficult to guarantee that the two groups of individuals taking the test and the conditions they experience are comparable. Despite these challenges, parallel forms of test provide a valuable option for assessing the reliability of a questionnaire. The next category of procedures are internal consistency procedures. These procedures are an important tool in ensuring that the question or items used to measure a particular phenomena produce reliable results. These procedures are designed to ensure that even if only a few questions are randomly selected from a larger pool, they still reflect reliability to the same extent. This is because each question represents a different aspect of the phenomena being measured. So, even if the number of questions is reduced, as long as they still represent some aspect of the phenomena, they can provide an indication of the reliability of the instrument. The internal consistency procedure is based on this idea. One commonly used method to assess internal consistency is Cronbach's alpha coefficient. This coefficient measures the average correlation between all possible combinations of items within a scale. It ranges from 0 to 1, with higher values indicating greater internal consistency. A value of zero point 0.7 or above is generally considered acceptable for research purposes. However, it is important to note that Cronbach's alpha coefficient is not without limitations. It assumes that all items within a scale are measuring the same underlying construct, which may not always be the case. Another method is the split half technique. This split half technique is a commonly used method to find out the reliability of an instrument, particularly when measuring attitudes of people. This technique involves dividing the questions or statements in the instrument into two halves, each containing items that measure the same aspect. By comparing the scores obtained from administering these two halves, researchers can assess the instrument's reliability. To calculate reliability, a statistical procedure called the product moment correlation is employed. However, since this correlation is only based on half of the instrument, it needs to be adjusted to evaluate the reliability of the entire instrument. This adjustment is known as stepped up reliability. In order to calculate the stepped up reliability for the entire instrument, another statistical procedure called the Spearman Brown formula is utilized. This formula takes into account the correlation between the two halves and provides a more accurate measure of reliability for the entire instrument. In the field of social sciences, it is important to acknowledge the factors that can affect the reliability of the research instruments. It is unrealistic to expect that these tools to be flawless primarily because perfection is unattainable. Additionally, there are numerous external elements beyond our control that can impact the reliability of these instruments. To gain a deeper understanding, let us explore some of these influential factors. The wording of research questions plays a crucial role in determining the reliability of the data collected. If a question is not clear or ambiguous, individuals may interpret it differently each time they respond, resulting in inconsistent and varied responses. As a consequence, the findings of the research becomes less reliable and trustworthy. It is therefore essential for researchers to carefully craft their questions to ensure clarity and consistency in responses. By doing so, they can enhance the dependability of their research outcomes. Additionally, the order in which questions are asked can have an effect on the interview outcomes. Research has shown that the sequence of questions can influence the way individuals respond. For example, if sensitive or difficult questions are asked at the beginning of the interview, it may put the interviewee on edge and affect their subsequent answers. To mitigate this potential bias, interviewers should carefully consider the order in which questions are presented. By starting with less sensitive topics and gradually progressing to more challenging ones, interviewers can create a more comfortable and conducive environment for the interviewee to produce accurate and thoughtful responses. Lastly, the length of an interview can also impact the quality of the information obtained. Research suggests that longer interviews tend to yield more detailed and comprehensive responses compared to shorter ones. However, excessively long interviews can also lead to fatigue and decreased attentiveness from both parties. Therefore, it is important for interviewers to strike a balance between the duration of the interview and the depth of information desired. By conducting interviews of appropriate length, interviewers can maximize the amount of valuable information obtained while maintaining the engagement and focus of the participants. Another important aspect is the physical setting. The physical setting of an interview can also greatly influence the outcome and reliability of the responses of participants. It has been observed that if there is a change in the setting between the first and second interview, it can have an impact on how individuals respond. This suggests that consistency in the environment is crucial for obtaining accurate and reliable results. Therefore, it is important for interviewers to ensure that the setting remains consistent throughout the entire interview process. By doing so, they can minimize any potential biases or variations that may arise due to changes in the physical environment. Another factor that can also affect interview outcomes is the presence of distractions. When there are distractions present during an interview, it can divert the attention of both the interviewer and the interviewee. This can lead to a decrease in the quality of the information obtained and potentially skew the results. Therefore, it is important for interviewers to create an environment that is free from distractions, allowing both parties to focus solely on the interview itself. By eliminating external disturbances, interviewers enhance the accuracy and validity of the information gathered. The way persons feel can also greatly influence their responses in a questionnaire, which can ultimately affect the reliability of the results. Emotions have a powerful impact on our thoughts and actions, and this holds true when it comes to answering questions or providing written responses. When someone is feeling particularly happy or content, they may be more inclined to provide positive or optimistic answers. On the other hand, if someone is feeling sad or upset, their responses may be more negative or pessimistic. These emotional biases can skew the data and make it less accurate or representative of the true situation. Therefore, it is important to consider the emotional state of individuals when analyzing questionnaire responses. Researchers have found that people tend to overestimate their abilities and achievements when self reporting. This is known as the better than average effect. In the realm of self reporting, researchers have discovered an interesting phenomenon that is better than average effect. It refers to the tendency of individuals to overestimate their own abilities and accomplishments when asked to evaluate themselves. Essentially, people have a natural inclination to view themselves in a more positive light than what may be objectively true. This bias can lead to inflated self perceptions and potentially skew the results of questionnaire or self assessments. It is important for researchers and educators to be aware of this effect and take it into consideration when interpreting self reported data. When it comes to gathering information on sensitive topics like drug use or sexual behavior, questionnaires may not always yield accurate results. This is because individuals may feel compelled to provide socially desirable responses rather than admitting to potentially stigmatized behaviors. This phenomenon is known as social desirability bias. That is, people want to present themselves in a favorable light and may therefore conceal certain aspects of their lives. As a result, the data collected from these questionnaires may not accurately reflect the true prevalence or nature of these sensitive behaviors. So, researchers must be mindful of this bias and employ alternative methods or strategies to obtain more reliable information. Memory biases can also come into play when individuals respond to questions in a questionnaire. Respondents may experience difficulties recalling specific details or events accurately, leading to inaccuracies in their responses. Memory is a complex cognitive process that can be influenced by various factors such as the passage of time, distractions, or personal biases. As a result, individuals may unintentionally omit or misremember certain information, which can compromise the reliability of the data collected. Researchers should be aware of these memory biases and consider employing additional methods or techniques to validate or supplement the self reported information obtained through questionnaires. The confirmation bias is another important bias that significantly impacts how individuals process information. This bias manifests when people actively seek out and interpret evidence that supports their existing beliefs or hypotheses while dismissing or minimizing contradictory evidence. Consequently, confirmation bias can perpetuate false beliefs and influence the findings of the research. So, researchers must remain acutely aware of this bias and take proactive measures to mitigate its influence, thereby safeguarding the integrity and validity of their research outcomes. Another factor is the behavior of the interviewer. The mood of the person conducting an interview can greatly influence the outcome of the research. Each interview is unique, and the interviewer's mood can impact their motivation and interaction with the respondents. This, in turn, can affect how the participants answer questions and ultimately impact the reliability of the research being conducted. It is important for interviewers to be aware of their own mood and emotions during interviews to ensure accurate and unbiased data collection. Interviewers should strive to create a positive and comfortable environment for the respondents. This can be achieved through friendly and respectful behavior, active listening, and non-verbal cues such as maintaining eye contact and nodding. When respondents feel at ease, they are more likely to provide honest and detailed answers, leading to more reliable research findings. On the other hand, if the interviewer displays a negative or disinterested attitude, it can hinder the respondent's willingness to participate fully. They may provide incomplete or inaccurate responses, leading to skewed results of the research. Therefore, interviewers must be mindful of their own emotions and attitudes during interviews to ensure unbiased data collection. Another factor that can also impact the reliability of the research is the presence of bias. Bias refers to the personal opinions or beliefs of the researcher that may influence the way they interpret and analyze data. This can impact results in negative manner and do not accurately represent the reality of the situation being studied. To mitigate this issue, researchers must strive for objectivity and employ rigorous methods to minimize bias. If the interviewer displays biased behavior or asks leading questions, it can also influence the responses of the interviewee. This can result in misleading information. So, to ensure the integrity of the interview, it is important for interviewers to remain unbiased and neutral throughout the entire process. By doing so, they can create an atmosphere of trust and encourage open and honest communication from the interviewee. The use of nonverbal cues during an interview can also impact the overall experience. Nonverbal cues such as facial expressions, body language, and tone of voice can convey additional meaning and influence the interpretation of responses. Interviewers should be aware of their own nonverbal cues and strive to maintain a professional and neutral demeanor. Similarly, they should also pay attention to the interview's nonverbal cues as they can provide valuable insights into their thoughts and emotions. By effectively managing and interpreting nonverbal cues, interviewers have a deeper understanding of the interview's responses and ensure a more accurate assessment. Another important factor is the nature of interaction. In the process of conducting interviews, it is important to carefully observe and analyze the communication between the interviewer and interviewee. This is particularly important when conducting repeat interviews as the dynamics of their interaction may have changed since the previous session. It is crucial to recognize that these changes in communication can influence the responses provided by the interviewee. Consequently, the reliability of the research findings may be compromised as the data collected may not accurately reflect the genuine thoughts and emotions of the interviewees. Another important factor is the influence of measurement tool. The regression effect is an important consideration for researchers when using certain research tools. This phenomenon occurs when individuals change their initial answers after further contemplation. For example, if someone is asked about their opinion on a particular topic, they may feel that their initial response was too extreme and subsequently adjust it to align more closely with their typical beliefs. Unfortunately, this can undermine the reliability of research findings by introducing inconsistency and uncertainty into the data. Researchers must be mindful of this potential bias and take steps to mitigate its impact. Confirmation bias is also a bias that significantly impacts how individuals process information. This bias manifests when people actively seek out and interpret evidence that supports their existing beliefs or hypotheses while dismissing or minimizing contradictory evidence. Consequently, confirmation bias can perpetuate false beliefs and impede the objective of the research. So, researchers must remain acutely aware of this bias and take proactive measures to mitigate its influence, thereby safeguarding the integrity and validity of their research outcomes. The influence of measurement tools on attitude was further explored in a study focusing specifically on climate change. Researchers have discovered that individuals who held a negative view regarding climate change were particularly susceptible to altering their stance after utilizing a specific tool. This finding implies that the tool not only affected their initial perception but also potentially influenced their future responses. These results highlight the importance of considering the potential biases introduced by measurement tools in research related to climate change. This is all for today. Thank you.